Alright, today we're in Boulder Creek looking at a house that was built in 1998. It is 1,937 square feet with a pool, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Built by KB, Kaufman and Broad Homes. 2-car garage. What's nice about this location is that although it's on a street that's considered one of the more major streets within the subdivision, there's not a lot of traffic, but there's a public park right there. There's one right across the street over here that's even larger, and there's the elementary school is right there, probably another 100 yards this way. So we're on a corner lot. This area here is maintained by the subdivision. This lot here, they've maintained it throughout the foreclosure. There's no weeds on here. Could use a little trimming on the bushes, nothing much. Nice fountain grass there. This one's been trimmed up. So it looks pretty good over there. On the exterior, now the paint looks okay except for the fascia boards. I would say the fascia boards around the entire house need to be painted. And here we have a hot water heater, a solar panel. This most likely had to have approval from the HOA because it is something on the roof. But it's a new unit and it looks pretty good. You'll see it in the garage. The front of the house looks really good. On the side it looks like the paint isn't as nice as in the front, but you've got these screens here that are not staying in and they need to be replaced. The tape just does not look good. And you've got a couple little normal cracks that need to be painted with elastomeric paint, probably. So definitely fascia board painting, some of the eaves also. Some of the fascia board needs to be reinforced because you can see it kind of is coming out in some places. It's not exactly tacked in where it's supposed to be. So now we'll go into the house. This is a 15-foot by 22-foot living room combination dining room, and you can see that there is wood laminate flooring, and it's actually in good shape. I don't see anything wrong with this. The only thing that has to be done is that they didn't put the transitional piece here when the wood flooring stopped. And this theme is throughout the home, so we're going to have to get some molding that takes care of this issue throughout the house for the most part. Got a door frame that needs to be most likely painted, and this black security door, and it's nice and secure, but it needs a coat of paint. It needs to be cleaned also. It needs to be painted black, I'm sure. So we go inside. You have a little minor repair behind the door, just part of the painting process. Some of the baseboard needs to be tacked in a little bit better and perhaps caulked. And then the carpet area here is 10 by 22. It needs to be replaced. The ceiling fan works, although it is a pull fan. It's a very weird looking fan, but it does work. And let's just get a count right now. Let me tell you, this house needs 15 window treatments and a minimum of 4 fans, possibly 5 if we count this one that looks like it's my grandmother's fan. Okay, now this wall, they did a nice job on it. I personally kind of like it, but it's where they paste the paper on here and they paint it. It's a very designer touch, and I'm assuming you probably want to take that off too. It would be a little bit more work to strip that off, I'm assuming, and paint it unless you leave it. We got some missing baseboard here and transitional thing between the carpet again. Okay. We go into the kitchen. The wood laminate flooring does go right through the kitchen, which is nice. It goes into the dining room, goes down all the hallways, so that's very nice. So the carpet we're going to replace here basically has to do with the bedrooms and the living areas. Actually has a refrigerator. It's on. Doesn't smell that good. Needs to be cleaned really good. And it's got a stove that seems to be functioning, though it needs a built-in microwave. That's one appliance it needs. It also needs a sink because this is very scratched and kind of worn out. It needs to have the countertops probably, actually needs to probably be replaced because in this island here, these are scratches. These are definite scratches in 2 places. So now we have to replace all of the countertops unless Scott can paint them and fill in the gaps in doing that. So that is an option. But all of these cabinets throughout the entire house are dirty and need to be scrubbed and oiled. I mean, they're a whitewash cabinet, but they just were not maintained. You can see evidence of dirt and grease from them not taking care of them very well. This is going to take some hours to clean these up and polish them. I won't count the blinds because we've already said 15 for the house. The dishwasher, it's here, but it just doesn't look that good. It's very yellowed. It's obviously 12 years old from when the house was first built. I would plan on probably having to replace this. I wouldn't bet on it working. You might save some money, some money on knobs, because those aren't bad. I mean, they're not your stainless steel that you normally put in, but nonetheless. And so you've got the transitional molding that needs to be put in on all this flooring, pretty much everywhere. They did a nice job putting it down, but they just never quite finished the molding jobs. You know, you can see more evidence of how dirty they are underneath there, so they just need to be cleaned up. You know, here's, looks like a kid put a crayon or something on there. So it's going to need some man hours to take care of that. This living room is 16 feet by 9 feet. Needs carpet, just like the front room did. So you've got a 16 by 9 here, a 10 by 22 up front, carpet so far. Ceiling fan works, but it's one of those where you have to pull the chains. So it could potentially be replaced. I did not count this one as a replacement, but it could potentially be replaced. And of course, the whole house needs paint. Count on that also. Let's go into the master bedroom, and here's a transitional piece that's missing. So I know we're not going to match these up exactly, but I'm sure they can be pretty close. Just unbelievably poor craftsmanship there, huh? Looks like they tore the carpet out and put something in its place. Okay, with the master bedroom is 16 by 17 with a 7 by 7 master closet. All needs to be carpeted. Here's another example of a working fan, but it really needs to be replaced and have one of those fans that has a remote control because it's got a pull switch that's broken. So the fan is going to be very hard to control. And if you have not noticed it yet, this is the exact same floor plan and builder as the house on Monte and the one in Navarro. Same floor plan, same builder. Got the standard 1 sink. Slightly upgraded shower head. Now, the tile, ceramic tile, or the porcelain tile, ceramic tile, is in both bathrooms and in the laundry room. The grout job in here, for some reason, just doesn't look all that good. But I mean, it's not anything that can't be remedied. It needs to be cleaned, I think. And maybe some of the extra areas where there's an extra amount of grout, it just needs to be maybe sanded a bit. In here, though, the baseboards along this cabinet need to be replaced. They just came apart a little bit. They weren't taken care of. And again, every cabinet in this house needs to be cleaned and scrubbed and oiled a little bit so it looks better than they do right now. Were not well taken care of. Now we're going to go into the second bedroom. Might need a door because that might not be able to be painted over. This one is 11 by 10. In fact, all the bedrooms are 11 by 10. They all need carpet. They all have closets that are approximately 2 feet by, let's say, 10 feet for the carpet bid. Again, this has a ceiling fan with a pull down. I would recommend replacing all these. So really 5 ceiling fans in here. Now this one needs a window because whether the youth that lived here was trying to find a way to get out of the house creatively or whatever, all the stripping's off, so the edge of the window is visible right here. I mean, you can see it. I can actually touch it. I can almost start to pull the window out of place, so this window needs to be replaced. We go into the second bathroom, the hallway bathroom. The tile in here looks better, but it does need to be cleaned. It appears that at one time there was a leak under the sink, so I would say besides the cabinetry needed to be scrubbed and cleaned, this needs to be replaced in here. Although the sinks in both of these look like they're in great shape. Very basic fixtures, so you might want to replace those, but all in all pretty good. The other two bedrooms, same thing. They're all 11 by 10. They're all measured the same way. They all need blinds. They all need ceiling fans because these are bad fans. Again, on pull chains. And let me see. This one also needs a window for the same reason. These kids here were not very favorable on these windows. They all are exposed. The edges are all exposed, and they all need to be replaced. So that's another window. That's 1, 2, and we need another window. All three bedrooms for the kids. All the windows need to be replaced. This one, wow. How about that, huh? Look at that. That's a couple coats of paint. Same thing, ceiling fan that needs to have remote control. Please replace that. Same thing, the kids have just tore this up. 3 windows need to be replaced in this house. 3 windows. Okay, now we're going to go into the laundry room, which has the same ceramic tile as the bathrooms. This shelf needs to be reinforced. It really has a long shelf with some inadequate support, so that needs to be fixed, re-supported. Inside the garage, it is unfinished inside the garage. The garage door opener is present, but there's no remotes, so that's going to have a couple of remotes. Unfinished again in here, you can see the drywall and the taping. But here's the solar water heater. It's got the extra baffles and the timer, and it's on a metal pedestal, which I like. And it looks new. All the plumbing here looks new. Solar, that's an energy saver. That's a positive thing. What I think happens is the solar hot water heater fills this one up, and then it helps and recirculates into this one. So this is a great energy saving feature because it will continue then to fill this one up without having to use a lot of gas from this one. Very interesting. I've never seen this set up, but I am, quite frankly, kind of impressed with it. Okay, let's go in the backyard. Decent patio, needs some repair on the top, paint chipping off. Again, all the exterior wood needs to be painted. It wasn't done very good. I don't think it was primed initially. It needs to be redone. The pool, this pool fence needs to be painted in black. It's all sun faded. They left a tetherball pole which could be cut down or left. The backyard needs to be leveled. It's just uneven. They had dogs here that dug holes, so that needs to be evened out. They poured a lot of concrete back here by the pool, so that's really self-maintaining. Nice, I actually like that too. As we go into the backyard further, we see that the pool needs one of two things. It needs either a $500 repair job on the plaster. You can see right there how the plaster has come off on the stair. That's one example. The same thing has happened here by the drain vents. You may not be able to see it very clearly, but if I zoom in, let's see. There you go. You can see how it's missing the plaster around both of those, and I think probably in a couple of other areas around that pool. So I talked to Scott. He said a fill-in job on this is probably $500. You don't really know till you completely drain the pool and figure it out. A full, complete replaster is $2,500. This AC unit, it needs to be painted. It probably works fine. I tested it while I was here. It was on, but it just looks like it needs to be repainted on the main frame areas and just made to look better. The yard is rock over here, and the pool's here with a timer, and that's basically about it. Boulder Creek, we've already been here. No film of the neighborhood. Great subdivision.